And of course, the Day of Love wouldn't be complete without the perfect wine or beer. Joining us right now to help us, we say hello to Rob Statham, wine, spirits, and beer consultant, thedrunkengrape.ca. Hello, Rob.
Hey, Dylan. Great to have me back. Thank you.
I'm always so happy when you're here. You always have information to go along with most of the holidays that you drop by to speak about. Now, but you've got to have the right drink for your perfect date on Valentine's, correct?
You do. Well, it's the season of love, and it's very well celebrated in North America, and wine is definitely a huge hit with it. Chocolates, of course, pair with wine. And
we're going to get to the wine picks that you've chosen for us coming up, but let's talk about history, tradition, why we celebrate this. It goes back to the Catholic Church, correct?
Well, they canonized 3 different people named Valentine. And the history is a bit murky. It is in murky waters. But the actual date of starting around Valentine's Day would be 270 AD, and it had to do with a prisoner named Valentine who was put into jail for freeing Christians by Emperor Claudius II.
Okay.
And he fell in love with the jailer's daughter while in prison, awaiting his death sentence, effectively. And he was writing love letters to her, and his final notice when he was sent to the gallows was, "Your Valentine."
That's tragic. So.
Yeah, so it is,
tragic.
but a lot of love is, sadly mired in tragedy. You think Romeo and Juliet and whatnot. But it extended into the Middle Ages, where it had a rebirth, and it was Chaucer's Lovebirds. It was written in 1381. It was commemorating the marriage of a royal couple from England and Germany. I believe it was Richard II and Anne from Bohemia. And it fell right on Valentine's Day. So this launched this whole festivity of people starting to send cards to each other and little love notes every year that turned into gift giving.
Okay.
And of course, in the 19th century, this expanded into the United States, where it really took off in the state of Massachusetts, where companies like Hallmark were born. And now it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's incredible.
So around 1850 was the year that they started to mass produce Valentine's cards, and here we go.
Yeah, exactly.
Valentine's. I remember when I was a kid, you'd put a sort of like a big Valentine on your desk, and everybody would jam it with Valentine's.
That's true. We used to share. I don't know if they do that in school anymore, but we used to share piles of Valentine's Day cards. I remember that.
Lots of fun. They'd choose me. All right, there you go. Hey, you know what? We've got to talk about. I was going to ask you about Cupid, but that's.
I don't really know much about the myth of Cupid,
because Cupid is out there, and you got to beware because he can get you with that arrow. Okay, let's talk about local picks when it comes to wine.
Well, I have some fabulous wines here. This is from Norman Hardy Winery. This is located in Greer Road in Prince Edward County.
Okay.
Now, Norman has an incredible background. He started off as a sommelier. He graduated, I believe, in 1989 from the University of Dijon in Burgundy, where these two wines, they had these style wines that we'll get to, were heavily influenced from the old world. Now, afterwards, he hung up. But 6-7 years later, he had worked for the Four Seasons hotel chain and decided to hang up his suits and put on coveralls and work boots and learn the art of winemaking, in which he entrenched himself for 6 years, studying with some of the very, very best with cool climate varietals, because they tend to do very well in Canada with a harsh climate. And he definitely has an affinity for the old world. So we have a Chardonnay here and a Pinot Noir, which would be red and white Burgundy, from his Burgundian background, the home of the best Chardonnay and Pinot Noir in the world. So he's brought that here with us, and he's won numerous awards with these wines. They're rich. This one's got a beautiful golden color. It's got wonderful notes of golden apple and melon and salted butter and cream. The other one over here, you've got notes of strawberry, cherry. There's little hints of cinnamon, aromas of tobacco on it. Very well integrated. The finish in these wines are awesome. The acidity is high.
Well, you make it sound like they'd go with just about anything as well.
Well, they do. And I mean, they're excellent wines to give gifts for on a Valentine's Day. Now, you're going to spend a bit of a premium on them. That they're well worth it. I think they're about $45 a bottle to order them. But you're looking at perhaps the best winemaker of this style in all of North America, and he's emerging as one of the best in the world.
Nice. And she or he is worth it.
She or he is worth it. Absolutely.
Okay. Let's quickly talk about the brewery as well. So Floral Hall, we know about them.
So yeah, this is David Longbottom, a good friend of mine. He started this off in an engineering workshop about 2.5 years ago, flipped it into a brewery, and they have just been rocking it ever since. They a sensational brewery located in Centertown, just on Floral Street, right off Bank Street. You can go go in there and enjoy some of their fine brews. This one I picked in particular because it's a macchiato strong ale. It's got hints of sweetness and it's very flavorful. Tastes just like a macchiato. So you pair this with something like Quality Street's chocolates.
Okay.
It's going to go really, really well.
Okay, so that's my next question. I mean, what do you pair these with? Does chocolate and wine and beer always work?
They usually do, or ice cream.
Ice cream?
Yeah, vanilla ice cream seems to save it. Creme brulee.
Creme brulee, all right. You're speaking my languages here. I mean, that's the desserts are tasty, of course. When it comes to your business, I mean, is this a busy time of year for you?
It is. I mean, what it really is for is planning into the spring season right now. A lot of people are coming off the lull of the Christmas or the holiday season. There's the side of the wineries that are actually through winter dormancy right now, so they're planning all their marketing into the spring. So it is getting busy for me on both fronts because we really focus to shift our focus a fair bit into videography for wineries and breweries and help brand them as well.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. TheDrunkenGrape.ca for more details. Rob Statham, we appreciate your time.
Hey, cheers. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Sid Kratzbard joining us next right here on Daytime.